This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Erik Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis Ferreira, Margaret, Big C, Bennett Williamson, Hannah Green, Noralia, Geof Searles, Erik Reed, Greysin Ishara, Ashlee Bradley, Laura Lewis, and Helena Jacobsen. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Bladed Fury to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really truly could not do this without you. In this episode, we are talking about chapters 10 and 11 of The Towers of Midnight. Towers of Midnight.
You said the.
I know I did.
You felt like you didn't want to, but then you
stuck
it in there.
Then it was an accident.
Okay, well, chapter 10 is after the Taint, and chapter 11 is An Unexpected Letter.
Okay.
We get a bit of a timestamp, too.
We do?
Yes, some pretty major timestamps to line up with the last book.
Was it in the first chapter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll remember it when we get to it.
Okay. It's like pretty
It took
vague.
me a long time to finish the second chapter. I was reading it, listening to it, and I just kept zoning out.
Oh, no. Okay.
Like, while driving, I kept having to, like, rewind it back. I was like, what's going on? Who's talking?
That's funny.
And so then I had to listen to it again.
You'd focus. You had to focus a little bit more.
The second chapter, chapter 11, I listened to more thoroughly.
Okay.
Because I had to really work hard to pay attention to it.
Right. Okay. Well, this is going to bode well for my fun fact.
Is it about Elayne or is it about Perrin?
Here's the thing. I don't know if you realize.
Oh, is it the cleansing? Is that the timestamp?
Not particularly.
Oh.
Okay, anyways, let me do this.
I get the gist of what happened, but I don't remember the specifics. My notes will tell me, probably.
Sure, okay.
Maybe?
Once we get into it, you might remember.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't know if you realized this while you were reading it, but this episode, and you have to guess which chapter and what event, has a very controversial chapter, and it's torn the community apart. It's very dramatic.
Is it chapter 11?
Why?
Is it because Brigitte loves Matt's butt? Because that's my favorite part.
Oh, no, that's a pretty fun fact. That's not controversial at all.
Oh.
Yeah,
everyone knows Matt's butt is great?
Yeah,
and
good, his face is too pretty. She says that too.
Yeah,
so
I got it. That's the only part I remember.
Yeah, okay.
That's the only part that was interesting to me, was the end.
It was the letters.
Yeah.
So, okay, the letter, that's the controversial part.
Oh,
Matt's
that
letter
Matt
to
can't
Elayne.
spell?
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of, hot gossip and topics to discuss here with
about
this letter.
How Matt
isn't
so good at writing.
Do you like the letter?
Yeah. It's funny.
You do like it? Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, no, that's good, because I, too, love the
Okay, good.
letter.
I thought it was so funny.
This letter has torn people apart.
No.
Some people hate it.
What?
Some people love it. But
you think that Matt would be able to, like, reel it in a little?
Okay, well...
Is that what people say?
There's a couple of things. So some people say things like, it's not Matt, he's not an idiot, he's coming off as stupid. Brandon Sanderson didn't understand the character, so it's not really like a Matt letter that was written here.
Okay. Let me say...
Okay, you go.
Let me say, I can understand that, because the Matt in that letter is in your face, to your face Matt.
Yeah.
Everything that he wrote down in the letter, he would say out loud to your face.
Okay.
Because it was rambly.
Right.
And he said bloody a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But would he have been able to restrain himself when writing a letter to Elayne, the queen, and to even write the part about how he was gonna rewrite it, but then Tom's laughing.
Yeah.
So that it just seemed, it went, like, it's funny, and we get a whole picture of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Now that you say it, like, no, is it the best? Probably no.
Okay, but
I still liked it.
There's some fun things that I just want to point out about it.
I got to imagine Matt in a tent with Tom, trying to craft this letter, and I get to imagine what it would be like if Matt was face to face with Elayne saying this.
Right.
I think that's why I liked it.
Yeah, and I think part of the controversy is because this isn't actually the first letter that Matt has written specifically to Elayne. And the two letters are very different. So I'm going to remind you.
Well, he's in a different place in his life. He's a little fed up at this point.
Do you remember what the first letter was?
No.
Okay, so it was... It was when they were in Abu Dar. It was right before the Thailand sequence. So he wrote a letter to Elayne specifically That said, I followed a dark friend to the palace Jacobsen is renting.
Oh, right.
She tried to kill me once, and maybe Rand as well. She was greeted like an old friend of the house. And then Matt studies the letter, and he thinks, okay, they need to know about Carradine. What else? And then he thinks to himself, he added a few more reasonably worded lines. The last thing he wanted was to put their backs up. And then Matt writes, be sensible. If you have to go traipsing around, let me send a few men along to keep you from having your head split open. Anyway, isn't it about time I took you back to Egwene? There's nothing here but heat and flies, and we can find plenty of those in Caemlyn.
Right.
So the tones of the letters are very different, but also...
I don't think they're that different.
Well, one's a lot more restrained, but
one's restrained.
Yeah, but this also isn't in this chapter that we're going to be covering today. We also have been working on the assumption that Elayne has gotten his previous letter or letters.
Yeah.
And she's been ignoring him, but we find out that's not really the case. Because
there's a moment where I said out loud, "Oh, she doesn't know it's Matt." She doesn't,
yeah, because
and
Nora
you led me to believe that she does know it was Matt.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's that, too. Matt thinks that she's gotten his letters, and she's ignoring them, so he's intentionally being a lot more dramatic. Plus, he just had Jolene tell him, oh, you should stop swearing so much, and it seems like he came right off of that argument to write the letter, because Matt was thinking, oh, I'm going to write it starting with Her Royal Bloody Majesty Queen Elayne the Prim. That was from last chapter.
Yeah.
And he starts it close. But I love the letter, but there's a lot of controversy about whether or not this is a good Nat letter. So I'm glad you ended up on the liking side of it, because I love it too. It's really funny.
I think because it was so Matt, Elayne right away knew it was actually from Matt.
Yeah.
And she's like, he's such a scoundrel, that guy. Right?
Yeah,
because
it's good.
If it was like too proper and there wasn't any sarcasm and there wasn't any sort of tone,
right, then
she'd probably be like, this isn't Matt.
Yeah.
This is someone pretending to be Matt to trick me or something, right? Mm-hmm. So,
okay.
I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was very on Matt brand.
Yeah, okay.
It made me, it was funny.
It was funny. It's funny. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now we can get into it, and then we'll talk about this letter again later on.
Okay.
Because we got to get through Perrin first, and all the timestamps.
Ugh.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. Yeah, we got to get through this because it's a little bit later than I would have liked to have sit down to record. This is when I want to go to bed.
Right.
So
we're going to do this. You have a pink drink in front of you?
I got a pink one.
We're going to do this.
It's a pink drink.
If we need to break out the Red Bull, we'll get that done.
Oh, absolutely not.
You still have to work in the morning.
I'm exhausted.
Okay.
All right. So chapter 10, after the Taint, and the chapter symbol is the dragon's fang.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know what it means anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
it used to mean kind of evil.
Sure.
And then it used to mean Rand and Sidene.
Yeah.
And so I guess now it's just Sidene, sort of.
I mean, kind of, sort of. We're in the Asherman Taint stuff.
Yeah.
Like adjacent, so it works.
Okay. Yep. All right. So for this chapter, we are starting in our Perrin perspective. And we have Perrin walking around with Elias and Jur Grady, the Asherman.
Yeah.
And they're checking all the guard posts because they've moved their camp somewhere.
Yeah. Somewhere very specific. Here's the thing. This is the timestamp.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So they are camped. There's a statue here that's mostly buried, and the arm is rising off the ground, holding a sword, and is stabbing the ground.
Vision.
Yes.
That's Rand's vision.
This is the thing that Rand saw.
This is where they are.
Yes. Okay, so let's rewind this a little bit here.
Oh, I didn't even...
Nope. You didn't read the description.
I didn't retain this at all. And I for sure just skimmed the description of camps. Like, I don't care about that even a little bit.
So I'm going to back it up. So chapter 44 of last book, The Gathering Storm. So Rand tells Nynaeve, look for a statue. You ask where Perrin is. He's camped with an army beneath the shade of an enormous fallen statue shaped like a sword stabbing the earth.
And that's this.
This is the place.
Ah, yes. I did not get that.
Okay.
Good to know. So then, hypothetically speaking,
okay,
sometime very soon in the near future, we should be learning who Morgaze is.
Hypothetically, maybe.
So that Tam should know who Morgaze is by the time he gets to Rand.
Exactly.
Which isn't that far from now.
Unless he already knows who Morgaze is. You never know.
Well, because who doesn't find out? Glad.
Yeah.
Or Perrin.
There's none of that.
This chapter. This is being very drawn out.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway. Well, that's where we are, this camp.
Yes. Yep. We're going to do a walk and talk here.
And Perrin is saying how he shouldn't have sent Gil with the wagons because everything's just such a mess. And now he's captured by the White Cloaks. And we got a recap on that situation.
Yeah.
And then Elias is like, no, it was the best option to send Gil ahead.
Yeah.
Like, these are unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah, and that was the whole Malden battle. Because if Malden went bad, then the people are going to be stuck between all the Aiel forces. Like, this is the only really way we could do it. So, and the White Cloaks are just a bunch of dicks. So that's the issue.
Yeah, and so Perrin's like, okay, we're going to sneak into the White Cloak camp and we're going to free the prisoners because that's my move.
Well, he's like rolling. Yeah, he's done it before.
That's my move. I can do it.
It works really well. Yeah, all the time.
Lamb did it.
He did
I
it.
can do it.
It's great.
That's how we do it.
Yeah,
that's how we get prisoners back from the White Cloaks.
They're terrible at guarding their own camps.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible at it.
Okay. You walk around and you're like, oh, the light's okay tonight.
Yeah.
You walk the other way. Don't look around. Don't look in the dark.
Oh, and then they like pass each other and they're like,
do
all
their
the
little
power to
salute and
you.
their little sing.
Yes, may the fruit be with you and also with you. Okay, right.
You got it.
Yeah.
It's exactly
Blessed
what they
be the
say.
fruit. Okay, I remember that whole discussion now. Okay, but then Elias is like, listen, we don't even have to sneak up on them. We have channelers.
Yeah, we can go blow them all up. Blow all of them up. I like Elias's plan.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good one. It's well thought out. You go and destroy all of them with the power.
And then you don't have to deal with them.
Perfect.
It sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay. And Perrin's like, there's no coincidences with Taviran. I definitely can't.
Like now he's embracing the Taviran talk.
Okay.
Whereas before, an hour ago, he was like, it's all a coincidence.
Nothing. Yeah.
That all these people are coming to join my army before the last battle. I'll send them home.
Yeah, I don't want them anyway.
That was like an hour and a half ago.
Okay, so Perrin continues his rounds.
Yeah, okay, hold on.
What?
Just the issue is that Perrin is haunted by his past.
Of course.
That's the whole thing we're doing here. Is Perrin wants to try to negotiate and like talk things through before he goes blowing people up. He's
so
guilty.
Annoying.
He feels guilty.
When doesn't he though?
I know, but it's like of those two White Cloaks who like killed Hopper way back in the day.
Who
You're
cares?
guilty about those ones, but not all the other people you've killed since then.
Oh yeah,
so many people.
Lots.
So many.
Lots.
Yeah.
Has he?
I mean, yeah. His whole thing is like an axe and a hammer. He bashes people's heads in with a hammer, and he chops people up with an axe.
He does do that.
He kills a lot of people.
But
in this series.
he's thinking about how terrible Dumai's Wells was, and he doesn't want to see that again. Meat grinder.
He was doing a General Grievous with his axe and hammer, just like swinging everything around.
Yeah, but he doesnn't want to see the Ashaman meat grind people again.
Yeah.
That was traumatic.
Yeah, it was.
So he doesn't want that again.
Sure.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
That wasn't great. I blame Taim though, you know?
I love how you're back and forth because here you're like, oh, don't do that. But then with Rand, you're like, yeah, lightning and firestorm the Borderlanders. Teach him a lesson.
Well, they need to be taught a lesson. What are they even doing over there?
Oh, man. Okay.
No, but he wasn't balefiring. Like, he was showing restraint.
Sure. Okay, anyways, let's continue.
Just a little lightning.
Now we can continue
and
here.
And rain, fire.
Mm-hmm.
Fire, rain.
Okay, let's talk about Grady here. Grady is doing something, sort of. He's looking at the Aiel camp here.
Okay, because all of a sudden he spins around and he smiles and he says, I think they've managed it. I can feel something.
Ooh.
My Ashy Man senses are tingling.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they got the linking down.
Yeah.
He formed a circle. Neil formed a circle.
With the other ladies.
Yeah.
Who channel.
The other lady channelers.
I don't even know who it is. Do I have to know?
It's like Aes Sedai and Wise Ones.
And a Wise Ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they go march on over there to be like, hey, what have you guys done?
And
they're like, linked.
It worked.
It's great. It's the best thing we've ever done. We should do this all the time.
Yeah, it's a really funny contrast, though, because Neil is, like, in his thoughts, oh, it's so beautiful and magical and wonderful, and I can feel Saidar, it's so great. But then you look over at the two lady channelers, and they're having a terrible time.
Hard time.
Yeah, not only because Neil's in control, like they're in a circle, but he's in control, but it's also they're getting to experience Saidin, which we know is
terrible.
Terrible. It's just the worst.
Just so shitty.
Nobody's having a good time.
Neil is.
Neil's having a great time.
Yeah, and he's like, man, we can make Gateway so big. I can use all their power.
So much.
Yeah.
So huge.
We should have always been doing this.
It's great. Yeah.
And then Grady's like, I have an idea since things are settled down and we can make gateways now.
Right.
Can I go see my family that I haven't seen or talked about?
Yeah.
Or remembered that I had
No.
at all.
No.
No. Right now, we're literally, our people
He doesn't
are
say
kept...
right now. He says can I slip away for an afternoon?
And like, no.
Not like this afternoon.
Okay.
Oh man, you're so harsh. I thought you were going to be like, Perrin, don't be a jerk.
No.
Really? You're like, no, screw that wife and kid. They don't need to see their father.
Yes.
/ husband.
Yeah.
You're like that.
Well, when it comes to the White Cloaks,
when gateways exist,
have
traveling
basal
exists.
gill.
Yeah.
The White Cloaks have basal gill, and we need to stop them.
This afternoon. He said an afternoon.
After this matter is over. Yep, sure.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, no.
Yeah, it's pretty harsh.
And it turns out he doesn't even want to see his family. He wants to go talk to other channelers. Because of the cleansing.
He wants to confirm, but he also wants to talk to his wife and be like,
I think
hey,
he barely wants that.
I'm not going to go crazy and die anymore.
That part, yeah.
I also have a reason to live again.
Right.
And not just throw myself into battle and die.
Yeah, that part's nice.
That was a really big part of his speech to Perrin.
Okay. And then Perrin says, okay, maybe later.
Okay, maybe later, that's it.
Yeah, we'll find a time, but only like a real quick time.
You super fast. Like, leave the gateway open. Maybe shout through the gateway at your wife and son. Yeah, and we get a description of how ugly this kid is.
Well, only kinda.
Only kinda. He's not as bad as some ugly kids, but...
Yeah, because Perrin's like, you got kids? I'm sure he's cute.
And he's like, nope.
And she's like, nah, man, this kid is not cute. But he is funny and smart and strong.
No, you didn't say smart, I don't think.
I don't know. I don't remember at
I
all.
think you just said he's a big kid. Maybe.
A big kid?
He's like big for his age or something.
Oh, well, that's strong.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, funny ears or something. I don't know.
What?
Like, I don't remember. I'm just thinking of Oliver now.
Yeah.
Because are there any kids
Yeah.
in this series who aren't ugly, by the way? Every kid we know or have heard of is like, man, that kid's ugly.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, why?
I think because the alternative is also pretty controversial.
To be like, that kid's a cute kid?
I don't know, maybe.
I don't, like,
Yeah,
I don't.
just easy. It's easier writing. Just make all the kids ugly. It's good.
Oh my gosh. So weird. I don't even understand what's going on.
Yeah. Okay, so anyways, Grady's whole thing is like, hey, I have a reason to live again, and I don't just want to die.
I guess that's really nice.
Yes, but also it's important because that kind of leads into Perrin's next thoughts, because now Perrin's is like, oh, that's why the Ashman kind of hold themselves apart from everybody else, because they are literal weapons who are designed to go mad and die and kill everybody. Yeah. So they're just trying to throw themselves into battle before they die. And he thinks, oh, that must be how Rand feels.
Yeah, that's nice.
He's getting some understanding about Rand throwing himself into this, knowing that at the end of this, he's supposed to die.
Right.
And Perrin is just now realizing
he's
maybe Rand feels bad about this kind of stuff.
Maybe Rand doesn't like that.
Maybe it's bad.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Perrin gets a swirling of Rand, and Rand is riding through a city that's all muddy with Nynaeve, and that's right before they went through the gateway to Tyr in Abu Dar,
right,
when Rand was telling Nynaeve where to find Perrin.
Right.
It
tracks.
It makes sense.
It tracks.
There you go. We did it.
Okay, and then, after all of this...
Yes.
A maiden comes up to tell Perrin that a white cloak is riding up to the camp with a flag of peace. So Perrin is going to go to the meeting place.
Well, not yet. We have to have... The guy is coming to say, hey, there's a meeting.
Oh, okay. Sure.
That has to happen first.
Okay, the guy's coming, and he's like, there's a meeting.
Who's the guy?
I don't know. I don't even know what's happening. Oh, Dane Bornhold. It's
there
Dane Bornhold.
Oh my god.
I thought you were trying to trick me.
No.
I know that.
There's a whole big thing.
Okay.
Dane Bornhold is a dick,
Dane
too.
is a dick.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've come to speak with the criminal, Perrin Ibarra.
Yeah. It's just coming out strong.
And Perrin's like, yeah, it's me. I'm right here.
Yeah.
You don't have to shout.
But, like, unless you have, like, a way bigger army, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter if you're here for me.
And Bornhold's like, we have your people. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
And we know you like them.
Right.
We know you like your people, and you're not going to let us hurt them, right?
Well, not necessarily. Or he's a dark friend, so, like, oh, you know...
You fine with that?
You're going to make it look like you care about your people. He doesn't actually care about people.
So crafty.
Super crafty. Very clever dark friend.
Tricksy.
But eventually Taint gets to the point, and he's like, okay, I'm actually here for a reason.
The Lord Captain Commander is waiting for Perrin up the road to have a real meeting
Not
with
with stupid
Not
Dane
with
Bornhold.
me, I'm stupid.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
Yeah, that's what he says. Word for word.
Word for word.
Yeah. Lord Captain Commander.
And so Perrin's
Galad
like,
Damodred.
fine.
Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
It's good.
fine, though. Perrin's like, I wanted to negotiate in the first place.
Right.
Let's at least try to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, Tam's here too at this point, and that's important for timestamp reasons, just because Tam's not gone.
And does Tam recognize Galad at any point here?
Not what we know of.
Okay.
But yeah.
Because he's the prettiest man in the world. You think you'd remember him,
Well, okay,
or, like,
hold on.
know about him?
You're jumping ahead a little bit here.
am.
Jumping ahead.
Yeah, I am.
We got to get to this meeting
I'm too
first.
excited.
I'm
so excited for this meeting.
Okay. Dane Bornhald says you can bring your Aes Sedai to the meeting, but he doesn't mention Ashaman. So Perrin's like, oh.
He probably doesn't know we have those.
Don't know we have them. Yeah, exactly. So that's why then he says, okay, Tam, go get Grady to dress up like a regular guy, not an Ashaman, and then get Gaul, Sulin, and Adara if she's going to join us. And here is where I'm having some problems here.
You personally?
I'm having problems here.
What are you having problems with?
Because I don't know if there's a mistake or if I'm just like not reading it properly.
Probably that's the one.
Possibly. So he tells Tam to specifically not tell Fael, number one.
Yes.
Because we don't want our wives involved in this one.
Why would we ever want our smart and capable wives?
Because he wants this to be a fast trip. He doesn't want it to be a whole thing.
Oh my gosh, she would make it such a whole thing.
A whole thing. And she'd want to bring people. He just wants to quit. So he says.
So complex.
This is the issue. Perrin says the 5 of us are going to go to this meeting.
Okay.
But then afterwards, in the book, it says there's 6 of them.
Yeah, but.
But I'm only counting 5 at this meeting.
Oh, yeah.
We got Perrin. We got Tam, Gaul, Sulin, and Adara. It's 5.
And Grady.
Grady. I see. I wasn't reading it properly. There you go. Grady's the other one. Yeah. Okay. I was like, I couldn't figure out who the other person was. I kept rereading it.
You just said he's not going to dress up. He's the one who's going in disguise.
That. And now it makes more sense to me why I missed Grady. It's because Gaul's name also starts with a G.
Is it because Grady is in Two Rivers wool?
He fooled me. The disguise. The disguise was so good. Oh my goodness. See, I always make fun of all the disguises in this book.
What are you talking about?
No, I legit have written down. I was like, which one was it?
And
Is
you know
it 5
what?
or 6?
As you were like
Who's
listing
the missing
people
person?
and stuff, I was thinking, I wasn't even listening to you. I was thinking to myself,
I love that.
I'm not the one you should be asking. I have no idea what's happening. Have you met me tonight?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in these chapters at all. And then, boom, I knew something.
I spend an unreasonable amount of time looking at my book being like, who's the 6th person?
Oh, and that's the only one I know who's there because he's in disguise.
I have Grady right underneath.
I couldn't even tell you that Tam was there. Like, I didn't remember that at all.
Yeah.
But Grady's the one I did remember.
Well, literally underneath my mistake question mark is like, Grady's ready with the power.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm having a tough time.
Yeah.
All right.
We all are.
Okay.
It's fine.
We got there together.
We did.
So there's 6 people going to this meeting, and that's why we don't want our dumb wife here, because she's going to want to bring a bunch of other people.
Oh my god, it's going to be the worst if we bring our wives.
Okay. So everybody comes back, and then let's go to the meeting tent. It's just up the road. It's just like right down there.
It's right there. It's right there. All of a sudden, here we are. We're at a meeting.
We're at a meeting, and there's like a dozen white cloaks, and Perrin doesn't think it feels like a trap.
No, he can smell it's not.
He can smell it.
Somehow.
Everybody else
Somehow
is
he can smell that it's not a trap.
Yeah.
That's not an emotion, but like...
Shut up about it.
Like, can he smell deceit and betrayal?
Well, depends on the day, but he does get a lot of interesting emotions that he smells.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever, I'll take it. Out of everything, like, I'm not going to question this.
This is the part I don't believe. Perrin's okay, but everybody else is very, very not happy with this.
So... The leader of the White Cloaks steps out.
Yeah.
And Perrin is like, that's a good-looking man.
No. And here's the thing. Here's some more issues I have here.
What issues do you have?
So Perrin thinks, I guess some women would think he's attractive. That's how he describes Galad. And we know Galad is the most beautiful.
Most beautiful
and everybody
of all.
loves him. I think Perrin's too harsh on how ugly people are.
Oh.
I think that's the issue.
Is Perrin not attracted to anyone who's not... Because he didn't even think Fael was attractive at first.
Yeah. He's way too
Until
critical
he fell in love with
of
her.
everybody and how attractive they are.
And himself.
Maybe.
No, he is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right? Because even Galad to Perrin is like,
he should probably talk to
probably
someone about that.
Probably.
Some kind of professional, mental health professional.
Maybe.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
It's
good thing his wife didn't come to this meeting though.
Because you can't have wives looking at beautiful men.
Right?
Never.
Right?
Can't.
She
Although she would probably think he's too pretty and like the beard. It's like,
that's
no
actually
beard.
true.
You know,
it's not rugged.
She wouldn't find him attractive.
Yeah. I always imagine Galad as like a clean-shaven kind of guy.
You're way too clean-shaven.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't even need to grow, can't even grow facial because he would just shave it off immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even good.
No, you don't want that.
It's probably like blonde.
Swimmer's body.
Yeah. It wouldn't be like rugged, you know. He's too clean. He's too pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, good talk.
Yeah.
So now Galad steps up to study Perrin, and he's like, golden eyes.
Yes.
So it is true.
Yeah.
And that's where the name comes from, I guess. Yeah.
Golden eyes.
I get it.
Just push the words together.
Golden eyes.
Golden
Compound
eyes.
word. Yeah. But all Perrin wants to do is talk about releasing the people.
Yeah, it's like a back and forth because Perrin's like, hey, I want my people back. Galad's like, no.
Yeah.
Apparently, we tried that before a long time ago.
And you betrayed them.
Right? That was probably the whole Two Rivers thing.
And then Perrin's like, well, you kidnapped innocents and demanded my life in return, so I just took my people back.
Yeah. And
I'm
I'll do
just
the same.
gonna do it again.
It's not going to be good for you.
Yeah.
And then Galad's going to be a jerk about it. Like, holy moly, Galad.
I'll do what is right, whatever the cost. And I don't know, I take issue with that, I guess.
Yeah.
Just him saying it so outright like that. I feel like that's a character trait we know about Galad, but does he really know it so blatantly himself? You know?
Okay, fair point.
Like, that's a thing that, like, Min has said.
Right.
And, like, Elayne sort of has alluded to it, but it's not so outright, like, I do what's right no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't really talk
and
like
also,
that.
is it like holding hostages to force a combat? Is that really the right thing to do?
Is that what's right?
Is that what's right?
If he's a shadow spawn.
That's true. He does believe, because the yellow eyes here.
Yeah, of course. That's not a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, there's
Anyway,
also
I just
a whole
don't like
bunch
it.
of...
It just, like, irked me.
Yeah, I get that. I get
it's
why
like
it
too
does.
on the nose.
Sure. Also, so he brings up the whole, you murdered several children of the light a few years back, and you
Do
led
you
Trollocs.
deny
Do you
it?
deny it? And it's like, no.
No.
Nope. Killed a bunch of them. Just because they're all
And you
jerks too.
led Trollocs to attack villages. And Perrin's like, your men aren't reliable and they're stupid.
Yeah. This is terrible information.
Yeah.
And then Perrin's like, okay, so Perrin wants a formal meeting, not just like weird side of the road spitting accusations at me.
Yeah.
Like, let's actually negotiate.
And Galad's like, that won't be necessary. There's no bargain here. The only way to have your people freed is to meet my army on the battlefield.
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy. It's crazy.
Especially considering Galad went so far out of his way
Sure.
to not have the White Cloaks fight.
Right.
Like each other.
Other White Cloaks.
Yeah.
These aren't other White Cloaks.
Okay, so this is okay.
Right.
But White Cloaks fighting White Cloaks, that's where he's like, I'd rather be tortured?
Yeah.
Okay. Just trying to draw the line here and see.
Yeah, that's the line.
Okay.
So there's a couple issues here. So they invite Aes Sedai to the meeting. Perrin doesn't bring any noticeable Aes Sedai to the meeting or anything like that.
Yeah.
Galad wants
like,
to
if you
fight
me,
Yeah.
I'll release your prisoners regardless of how the battle turns out.
I'm just trying to look at the odds here because Galad's forces are severely outnumbered right now.
Yeah.
Like, he should know that they're way outnumbered.
I think they might have another plan.
That's what I'm kind of going to be asking
But
here.
it's not going to be a good one, you know?
Yeah. We also know that Galad's men are like actual soldiers, and he thinks that all of Perrin's people are like farmers and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So even if they're outnumbered, and also with the Aes Sedai thing, Galad probably has a reasonable expectation that they can't channel in battle. Like, that's because his mom went to the tower, his sister went to the, like, he knows a little bit more about Aes Sedai.
Yeah, he knows the rules.
He
knows
the
oaths, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It would be reasonable to assume that he knows the oaths.
Yeah, that they won't partake in the battle, even if Perrin has Aes Sedai. But it doesn't seem like we know 100% if there's Ashaman. But it's just like there's a couple question marks why Galad is trying to force this conflict right now in the way that it appears he is.
It's weird.
It doesn't seem like he's going to win it.
And when are we going to see more gays?
Right. No, she's serving tea.
Ugh.
At the formal meeting that didn't happen.
I wish.
Ooh,
I'm
shoot.
so mad.
Okay.
And the parents like, all right, well, I guess we fight then. Bye.
All right, see ya.
Yeah.
Okay. And he does think, he's like, oh, I should probably just, like, kidnap Galad because then I would have the leader.
Yeah.
The Lord Captain Grant. And it'd be so easy because I have a literal Asherman here. We just scoop him up.
And then they don't do it.
Well, no, because it's the whole honorable thing.
Blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Who cares at this point?
Yeah, I was
They're
thinking about that.
going to go do a whole bunch of other not honorable crap.
Right.
Do this one. Get your people back.
Okay. I was really thinking hard about that too. Like, why is this where we draw the line? Why can't we just take him captive? And
none of it makes any sense. None of it. And it never has, so it's okay. I'm fine with it. This is more typical.
There's honor, though. The formal rules of parlay. Like, you don't kidnap people when you're...
I know, but he's being a dick.
I know that, but if you break the rules here, word will spread that you don't follow the rules of negotiating.
And I mean, all that time with Massima and not killing him,
right? When
we definitely should have.
Makes sense that he's not going to kidnap Perrin.
Yeah.
Or
Galad.
Yeah.
Galad. Perrin is not going to kidnap Galad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although Galad could have just kidnapped Perrin.
Well, no.
Well, he could have tried.
He could have tried, but that would have gone poorly.
Probably. Yep.
Well, I mean, yeah. They don't have Chandlers.
Yeah.
We have Grady.
Yeah.
We have one Asherman.
And he's like holding the power, and he's like, of course I am.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so we're going to fight.
Yeah, so Perrin's perspective ends as he leads them back to camp, and then we get a little Galad paragraph to end this chapter.
Yeah.
Where he's like, ooh, I'm watching Perrin leave, and that guy, there's something not right with him.
Ooh, now that I see the yellow eyes, I can't dismiss the claims that he's not a dark friend. He might be actual Shadow Spawn. Yeah.
And then Bornhald lets out a breath and is like, I can't believe you wanted to do this. What if he had brought Aes Sedai? And then this is where Galad is like, if he had the power to do that, he probably would have already done it.
Or he could do it anywhere in the camp. If he's got channelers, he could do it anywhere.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this potential Shadow Spawn / Dark Friend guy is doing a lot of heavy lifting for his image right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is a good point, because Byron and Bornhald are all in this whole, he's fooling people and he's pretending to defend the Two Rivers people.
And Galad's like, ooh, I noticed Perrin reacted to the mention of the murdered White Cloaks, plus of his alliance with the Shanshan, so I know now.
Yeah. Plus, he might have men who can channel with him, rumors.
Ooh.
Right?
So now we have to defeat him. We have to defeat him now.
Yeah. Defeat him now instead of waiting for the last battle.
Because he's Shadow Spawn.
Because he's Shadow Spawn. So we're going to fight here. We're going to fight now. We're going to get it done.
Okay, and nobody is going to recognize Morgaze. Got it.
Why? Where? What is she going to serve tea to Galad on the battlefield? What's happening here?
I don't freaking know.
Yeah.
At this point, it's a Cloud Bowl 2.0. Because it's a storyline that I cared about and I'm losing interest in.
He's like, get to the conclusion.
And I'm not actually going to care when it happens.
Oh, no.
You know?
Yeah.
Just get to it already.
Yeah. Do the thing.
Yeah, just do it.
Taking a Galad and a Perrin doll and smashing them together and be like, come on.
No,
Fight.
Morgaze. I want somebody to recognize Morgaze for being Morgaze.
No, we want the fight to happen.
No, that's not what I want.
Okay.
No, that's not what I want.
We want fight scenes.
I don't want that.
No dumb Morgaze Galad reunion?
No, that's 1,000% what I want. I need anybody to recognize Morgaze.
Yeah, okay.
Since she's run away and whisper to the wind that she's not queen anymore.
Okay.
That's what I need.
Okay, fine.
Leave it there.
Yeah.
Take a break.
Okay.
And we'll come back for the next chapter.
All right.
So we are back. Here we are with chapter 11 called Relatable Pregnancy Thoughts with Elayne.
Yeah, close.
Yeah.
Close.
An unexpected letter.
Yeah.
And the chapter symbol's the dragon, which actually had me questioning whether or not that was correct in my notes because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I did a double take again on that one, but it is right, and I think it's because it's about dragons, like Eludra's dragons. That's why
But it's not about that.
It's a little bit because Matt needs Bellfounders to make Eludra's dragons.
But she doesn't know that.
Well, the chapter symbols aren't for like the omniscience of the characters.
I think it has to do with she thinks about Rand and how she loves him, but she also is gonna take his gift of Kyrian and stuff.
Yeah, I mean that works too.
There's like other Rand.
Like what happens if he dies? Yeah, I guess there are other stuff, but how about all of the above? A little bit of everything.
Okay.
Could it have been a lion? Sure, could have been a lion.
Should have been.
Should have been a lion for Elayne.
Yep.
Or the dice for Matt.
Or the dice.
Or the harp for ToM because he's mentioned.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Just anything. I don't know.
Well, at least he's mentioned. The dragons aren't even mentioned.
Yeah.
Does Brigida have her own symbol? Does she have like a bow or something? She should if she doesn't.
Yeah.
All right. Elayne is sitting with Dyland and Brigida.
Nope, not Dyland.
What did I say?
Dyland.
And it's not that?
Dylan.
And Brigida.
Yeah.
I got that right?
Yep.
All right. She's feeling super pregnant.
You know what she wants?
Like a whale.
Not goat's milk.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Give me some of that wine over there.
Yeah. Or water. Do we not drink water in this series? She's like, I'm so thirsty.
It's the most boring beverage.
But the only choice I have
You want tepid water? I don't know. Maybe the water's not clean enough.
Okay, what
And you
about,
can't
like,
use
do we just have, like, fruit punch?
No,
what
it's
do
all
children
wine.
drink? Only goat's milk?
Wine.
That's
all
it.
wine.
It's only wine and
It's
ale.
only
That's
wine
all
and
we
ale.
have?
That's it.
Like, she's like, I'm so thirsty.
All the kids are drunk all the time.
And then she's like, oh, I guess I'll drink some of this goat's milk. And
Yeah.
then she's like, oh, I'd rather be thirsty. Like, what? There's nothing else?
Everybody knows don't drink water when you're pregnant. It's
Ugh.
bad for you.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
And she is feeling like a whale.
Mhm.
Except I think that she says sow, like a cow.
Oh, yeah.
And so, which is relatable. But at this point, how big is she? You know? Like,
How big is she? Okay.
yeah, because she's feeling bigger than normal.
Sure.
But is she, like, actually showing?
Who's to say?
We don't even know where she's at.
Who's to say?
She's all, like, jealous of how skinny Dylan is with not being pregnant.
Right.
Her body's her own. She's like, oh, God, pregnancy. So, you know.
Anyways.
Regular pregnancy thoughts.
Yeah, it all makes sense.
Okay, so she's reading some insulting proposal from Elorian, and I know you're going to remind me who that is.
Yes, remember after the whole Camelin siege thing and then Elayne won?
Mm-hmm.
There were those 3 ladies and like all the people who Elayne took captive because they were like attacking Camelin.
Okay, rings a bell.
They're still captive. She's holding them captive.
And Elorian is one of them?
Yep. She's holding them captive. And Elorian is like, hey, our houses don't have money to pay the ransom to return us to our houses.
Yeah.
Can you just let us go?
Okay.
We'll be on your side. And Elayne is very insulted because she's like, no. And that's the whole point Dalin's trying to say.
She even throws the letter on the floor and steps on
it. It's good. So Dalin's like, okay, so are you going to keep these like heads of houses imprisoned forever because they can't afford to pay the ransom after their bid for the succession, like all that stuff? You have to make a decision on. You're just eternally keeping these people.
And Elaine's like,
captive.
Good, they can rot. They shouldn't have raised armies against me and besieged Camelin. They're getting what they deserve.
But like the point is, it was a succession war, and technically that's what you would have done, Elayne. You just got to Camelin first, basically. You won.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The turntables and such.
Mm-hmm.
So then there's a whole back and forth about the merits of releasing the nobles. So just to like summarize this whole conversation, because you said you have trouble getting through it.
Yes, I did.
So Dylan is on the side of saying, let's release them while they still have some value while there is a proposal being made.
Then there's analogies about
yes,
something about the market or
well,
something.
Well, they're a resource, right? And it's like, it doesn't have any value if you just hold on to it forever. At some point, you have to release that resource.
Sell your goods.
You got to sell it, otherwise it's just like in your basement forever. I guess that's cool. And Elayne.
And did you know that sometimes people sell ice peppers? At a sale price, and people think they're crazy, but then it turns out it was a good deal.
You know, like, stocks and such, and
God,
you know,
it went on for freaking ever.
Yeah, so Dylan's trying to tell Elayne to release them while there's some merit to it before everyone forgets that they exist and then they're worthless. And Elayne is saying, No.
And Brigida says,
Let's
execute them.
I love it. I love Brigida's idea.
She's like, why not?
Yeah, I have an idea. You want to come off as a strong ruler? Kill them all.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do that.
And in the end, no then?
Well, it's a maybe right now because now Elayne is in a conundrum because she was thinking about doing this already, like releasing them. But now that Elorian wrote this dumb freaking letter, now it's like if she does it,
I can't do it.
Exactly. That's like the whole issue. She waited too long.
Okay.
So we're just gonna ignore it for now.
Okay.
And we're gonna move on to the next annoying topic, which is the Windfinders.
Right. What about that land you promised them?
Remember to help?
It seems weird and crazy. And
to
Elaine's like, I don't give a shit. They can have it.
Well.
And Dylan's like, don't you care why they want it? And Elaine's like, not really.
Yeah. So there's a couple things here. Dylan brings up that Elayne is going to be the first queen in 5 generations to cede a portion of Andor's land to a foreign entity. If she does this.
Yep.
But like, are we just not counting the Black Tower? Because that's on Andor land.
Oh,
and like technically Elayne wasn't
not
queen.
A foreign entity, though.
Isn't it though?
No, they're not their own nation.
Wow,
they're not. The Windfinders are very specifically like a different nation.
And I guess technically, like the Black Tower popped up when there was no queen really. Like, Elayne
Well,
wasn't
and I
technically
mean,
queen.
like, it's kind of like if a farmer just decided to, like, build a big tower in Andor.
And you're like, what are you doing, farmer?
And he's like, me and my friends are going to live here now.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. And you're like, I named this farmer town.
Yeah,
But it's still in Andor.
You're like, stop doing that.
Yeah,
Stop
and
doing
it's
that,
like,
farmer man.
It's fine. It's Andor still.
It's getting bigger and bigger.
It's fine.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. It's a little different than, like, an entire, like, a whole different nation showing up and being like, give me that.
Yeah.
Give me that square of land.
Well, it wasn't like gimme. It was like, we'll help you win your bid
and then
to be queen, and then you'll trade that to us.
Yeah. That's
as
what
a
I said.
deal. Yeah.
What?
It didn't just show up randomly. The Windfinders didn't just show up and like, give me that land over there.
No, I know. No, that's basically, you know, they wanted it.
Elayne was like, please, please, please help me.
Then
I'm gonna lose.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
All right. Well, we solved that mystery. Good job, us.
And then whatever.
We need a distraction.
We're gonna do it anyway. So Elayne thinks on things for a minute, and then she's like, the houses are all looking for opportunities to gain power, and we need to do something to direct the nobles to more important matters, to unify them behind me.
Yeah, get them all on my side.
So here's what we're gonna do.
It's a 2-step plan.
Go to Cairhien, take the Sun Throne.
It's a good plan.
It's so foolproof.
It's a good plan.
Those are the steps.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Rand did technically say that Elayne
I think she should have it. I love this.
I was going to ask, are you supporting this?
I'm so on board.
Why?
It's the best.
Why does she get 2 nations?
Because.
She's like, I have a claim there. But it's like, you're already the queen of Andor.
Yeah, everybody.
Why do you get both?
Because who else is going to do it? Everyone else sucks.
Not her.
Everyone else literally sucks, and we can trust her.
I think we should give it to Galad and the White Cloaks.
That's dumb.
Galad has a good claim too.
This is why you're not allowed to rule nations. Because that's the worst.
They need a new home.
Moraine.
She's dead. She's not here.
She's in Limbo Land.
Where is she?
Limbo Land.
She's been never here today.
She's never been here today.
We haven't seen her in years. Literal years.
I think just like 1 year, probably, in the span of the books.
Book 5?
Yeah.
For us?
About a year ago.
Years.
Just probably 1.
It's so long ago.
Well, now we've gone back in time and shit.
Oh, man. Okay. Anyways, Elayne wants it.
Yeah. Cool. Take it.
So, Dylan and Brigida have a question. They're like, okay, we need information. And Elayne says,
no, you don't get any information. We're going to go do it because the last battle's coming.
Well, yeah. Yeah, she does. That's basically the argument. So Rand already talked about her having the Sun Throne, and there's a steward there now who's basically waiting for Elayne to show up.
Yeah.
And then take it.
Yeah.
And then Dylan has a fair point. So remember that whole thing with Andor and Elayne being like, I don't want Rand to give it to me. I have to earn it.
Yeah.
And then all that stuff happened.
Don't you understand? Andor's different than Cairhien.
Well, and then for Cairhien, she's like, yeah, I can take it. Why can't I just be given that? It's a gift.
Yeah.
It's a
This I fought for and earned.
It's a wedding shower gift.
Well, that was like her birthright.
Baby shower gift. That's what it's going to be.
Ooh, nice.
Baby shower gift.
Hey, I want an entire nation for my baby shower gift.
Okay.
Actually, no, I don't. That sounds terrible.
Let me go build a tower on the farmland over there. It's called Farmer Town.
It's not a different nation.
Oh, man. What's the qualifier for that? Okay.
It's not. It needs to be from somewhere else.
Yeah.
You need to be from somewhere different for sure. But anyway.
Okay, we got to think about this strategically.
No, I don't have to think about this at all. So
That's what Elayne's saying. That's her argument. I don't have to think about this at all. I'm just going to go.
I love this idea. This is fantastic.
Okay. What about her overextending herself? Because that's something that she talks about.
Whatever.
Yeah, we got traveling. Who cares?
Yeah.
Do you think there's like a conflict of interest?
Yes.
Does it matter?
Nope.
Okay.
I think that she can take Cairhien as a gift because the Andor thing was like her birthright, she felt. You know, she's the heir.
Yeah.
Her mom was queen. It should be passed to her. She should get it.
Yeah. But
she had to earn it and fight for it herself.
Sure.
Like she couldn't be handed her own birthright.
Well, I mean, if Morgaze had
is
just
a gift.
yeah.
That's a gift.
Okay, we're good with that.
Yeah. You've never gifted me.
It's a gift.
I've
never gifted you a nation. Not even one time. Terrible. Competition. Ugh. All right. And then she says, in one step, I could become one of the most powerful monarchs since Arthur Hawkwing.
Okay.
And then she starts
cackling like Mr. Burns.
Doing that finger thing, yes. Yeah. You tap your fingertips together.
Okay, but then luckily this conversation's interrupted.
Right,
But I knock
okay.
at the door and it's boring Master Nori.
No, he's got news.
So boring. Oh my god, what does he even talk about here before the letter?
Okay, before the letter, so remember...
Oh, there's someone who's doing something shady, sort of, but it's not actually shady.
A little bit. Okay, Samuel Hark. He was the guy who had to go... He's a spy dude.
I remember.
Yeah, he had to
I
follow
remember him.
Mellar.
He's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nori has tasked Hark
Yeah.
with
And Nori
following...
has never been like a spy master, has never had a spy master, doesn't really understand
Yeah.
the concept of it.
He's like, I don't know, but I'm just doing things. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, and Elaine's like,
we're okay with that.
yes,
Yeah.
that's literally the point of having a Hark.
Yeah. So, if you recall, Elida sent Duhara, one of the Reds, as an emissary to
And isn't
Elayne.
Duhara a Black Aja?
Yeah, and...
She's on Varen's list.
Yeah, and like a sitter. She was one of the sitters who like disappeared or whatever.
Mm-hmm,
And they're like, where did Duhara go? And it's like, she went to Camelin to try and tell Elayne that, oh, I'm your advisor now for Elida. And Elayne was like, ha, no, go away.
Yeah, go away. Mm-hmm.
And then Duhara said, well, you're not going to like us very much if you're not on our side. And then Elayne said, shove it up your butt.
Yeah, she did. It was
So,
great. Excellent.
Now,
Excellent move. I love it.
Now Duhara is scheming with Elorian to
On
possibly
purpose.
write these letters.
On purpose.
On purpose, maybe. And then Elayne asks a bunch of questions, and she's like, oh, it turns out that Duhara is, like, intentionally...
being seen.
Like, being seen.
With an entourage of people going to see
And
Elorian.
conspiring with my direct enemies. So, yeah, it's, like, a very obvious play. And we're not really worried about it because, like, screw her.
Yeah.
We don't care about that at all.
Okay, great. Thanks, Nori.
We did it.
Okay, so Elayne asks a series of questions.
Yeah, okay. Hold on.
What?
Elayne says a line that's really good. I just want to repeat it for the
Okay.
record. If someone's going to go out of their way to insult me, I at least want to be aware of it. That way I know who to behead later on.
Love it.
It's good.
And then she goes, metaphorically speaking, of
It's like,
course. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Behead some people. It's fine.
Yeah, it's good.
Duhara? Absolutely.
Do it. Doesn't
And
matter.
then she's like, come on, Egwene. Make haste. We
Yeah.
need you more than ever. The world needs you. It's
good.
so dramatic.
Yeah.
It is so dramatic.
Well, she has a lot of feelings right now.
Oh, so emotional.
Okay.
The mood swings. Oh my god. Did you know she's pregnant?
Yeah, pregnant ladies.
Oh my god. Can't even think straight.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
That part's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can get to the good stuff.
Okay, there's other news too, because remember those orders about all of the mercenary bands that are all making their way to Camelin?
Yes.
Turns out there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And we can't decipher between regular mercenary bands and the little band of the Red Hand,
Yeah.
which is annoying because you totally led me astray on that one.
I did, and they're not so little anymore, but this is the issue. This is the issue. So, there's a lot of mercenary groups, and Elayne started sending them away, but then was like, oh, wait, I shouldn't because the last battle's coming.
We need
She did
armies.
a smart, we need
Yeah,
armies.
smart thing.
So now she has like a standing order to tell all the mercenaries basically the same thing. You can bring some people in the city.
Yeah,
and
they
you
all
gotta
have the
camp
same
far
orders,
away.
and then this is what I
And
went.
it's like, oh, Matt got the same orders
they
from
don't
Nori.
know. She doesn't know it's Matt.
Yeah, because he wrote a letter, at least one, and it only went to Nori, and Nori was like, nah, you're a mercenary group. You can be with the rest of the mercenaries.
Yes.
So that's why we're in this situation right now. She didn't know he was here.
She didn't know.
But now this time there's a letter.
But now we have a funny thing happening. We have a
Yeah.
situation.
And Nori read it, and he's like, okay, well, I wanted to bring it to you
A
just in
very
case.
familiar letter.
Just in case it's
and
true.
the claims are outlandish, but you should probably see this one.
Like, he doesn't want to get in trouble for not showing you this one, just in
Yeah.
case it turns out that these are actual,
Yeah.
real claims.
And Elayne is like, I don't know any mercenary captains.
Yeah.
And so she's reading it, and she's like, oh man, this writing sucks.
This is crazy.
And some of the spelling is creative.
Yeah.
I thought that today too when I was reading my students' journals.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that spelling was creative.
I mean, you got there, one
Yeah.
way or another. Anyways, guess who it's from?
It's Matt.
It's Matt.
And she's so happy. She's
Yeah, it's
so
a
happy
pretty
to hear
outrageous
from Matt.
letter. It's pretty good.
But she's so happy because she wasn't sure if they made it out of Ebudar.
Yeah.
And then she's like, how did they escape the Shanshan? She finds out that Tom's okay. She's wondering about Oliver.
Yeah.
Because she was feeling bad about leaving them behind.
Mm-hmm. And she had to go, but,
Yeah.
you know, that's where... it's been a long time since
Yes.
Ebudar.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of stuff.
Lots.
But then she starts tearing up, and now Nora's like, oh my goodness, have I just given this
What have
crazy
I
letter
done?
to the queen? Oh no. But then it's okay, because then she bursts out laughing and then gives it to Brigida.
And Brigida's like, what the hell are you feeling right now? This is weird.
Yeah. I do like Brigida's...
She's like, oh, good, finally. Someone good to go drinking with around here. Everyone here sucks.
Because everybody treats her like something out of the Legends, and Matt is just like, oh, we're the same.
Yeah.
So that's really nice.
Well, she's like, oh, they treat me like the military commander.
Yeah.
Which she is.
Yeah.
They're not treating her like Brigida Silverbow.
Well, I mean, like, up there on the...
But she is a legend. So, like, to say that...
Well, she is, but she isn't.
Yeah, but that's not... They don't know that.
Yeah. A military superiority. It
almost felt like you were implying that everybody knows she's Brigida from the Legends.
I mean, wouldn't you... I mean, it's crazy that people don't think that.
Nah, people don't think that.
It's great. It's like, she's got the braid. She looks like she has the same name. Like,
it would be happening? Like, you're trying really hard to be that person.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't think that that's that person.
Yeah.
From history.
Maybe.
You know?
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
No. Oh, goodness. Okay.
Back to it.
So, the letter's great. Lots of bloodies.
Mm.
He rambles and rambles. Talks about how he's married now.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
And I love
it's a really
and I
long
love
letter.
the PS, and then the PS, and then the PPP, SSS.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's like it like keeps going.
Yeah, we did a big thing at the beginning. So,
I know, it's funny.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so then Nori's like, okay, so does this mean you do know this mercenary? And Elayne's like, they're not mercenaries.
Well, not exactly.
But they're hopefully friends and allies.
Yeah.
And a lot of the dudes in the band are from Cairhien originally.
Yeah.
So if we take them with us to Cairhien,
gonna be
full
so much
circle moment.
Yeah.
They're gonna support me there.
Well, more likely, yeah. So
Yeah.
there's a couple of steps there. So now we got to give the orders to set up a meeting with Matt, and then bring ToM so we can keep everybody in line. And then Nori leaves, and that's when now it's just like Brigida again,
Right?
And Dylan and Elayne. So then the question comes up about the Bell Founders.
Oh
thing.
yeah, why in the letter does Matt say, "I need your Bell Founders"?
Right. And then Elaine's thinking at first, like, oh, maybe he needs a new bell.
He needs a bell to ring.
He needs a new bell for his camp. It's like, well, not that.
And Brigida's like, he could just buy one.
Yeah.
You know how he dices and wins.
Mm-hmm. So then there's a big explanation, too, because now Dylan's like, okay, well, who's Matt? And Brigida has to explain he's the other leg of the tripod of Rand and Perrin and Matt.
Yeah.
That whole thing. And then we get a colorful description.
He's a particularly dynamic individual.
Yeah, very useful when properly harnessed. And I think that's a pretty good description of Matt.
Yeah.
Like, he's a bit of a wild card for anyone who's on, like, who has him on their side.
Yeah. But whatever you want to say about him, he and the band know how to fight.
Yeah.
And Elayne at least gives them that credit.
Yes. Yeah, so that's good.
And I kind of like this recap that Elayne knows about the band and about Matt's battle prowess, because right now in this moment, I'm having a difficult time remembering all the interactions that Matt and Elayne have had.
Yeah.
And like how, like when did they travel together? What has been happening? What does she know? And so this just sort of gives us a little bit of a clue that she knows. And I'm like, okay, I don't need the whole like, here's every time they ever hung out, but I understand and believe that at some point they were together with the band.
Yeah. It's good that she doesn't have like the preconceived notions too of Matt as a child from Emmons Field, the same way like Nynaeve and Egwene think of him. Like she doesn't have that baggage of Matt as a person, and that probably helps things too.
Right.
But anyway, so Brigida catches on to the whole plan of like, okay, you're going to use them, and then Elayne explains the whole Cairhien plan of bringing the army to help the transition. And that's the plan. We're doing that.
Good. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Sounds great. I love it.
Yeah. So to talk a little back to the dragon symbol, because she does think about Rand here, because what happens if he dies at Shale Ghul? Like she doesn't want to think about it, but as a queen, she has to consider that as a reality. And I actually like this part because she's thinking, hey, if he dies, the empire collapses. If I have Andor and Cairhien, then I have two nations to stand against Shanshan versus just Andor, and that strategically is a really good plan.
Yeah, because she's like, I know that Rand has Ilian and Tyr, but if he dies and then we don't have
that support
there anymore, are they going to still band together?
Yeah.
And then plus you have the idiot Borderlanders and whatever they're doing.
But it's like what she has direct control of is two very large, powerful nations.
Yeah, I think like, it's great.
That'll be good.
Do it.
Yeah, I know you're on board with it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Did you expect me not to be?
I mean, maybe.
Why wouldn't I be? Why shouldn't I be? Debate me for a sec.
Debate me. I don't know. Well,
what
one
are
ruler
the
for
cons?
2 nations.
What are the cons of Elayne going to Cairhien?
You have one ruler for 2 nations who favors Andor more than the second nation. It seems like there'd be a lot of favoritism for Andor itself, and Cairhien's best interest for Cairhien wouldn't necessarily be looked after. Because she's always going to be Andor first as a person.
But is it better or worse than Cairhien basically having no ruler right now?
Yeah, I mean, but that's what, you could have someone step in. You could have someone step in. Like, you could have someone...
Weak argument, I win.
Oh, shoot.
No, not gonna...
Nope,
didn't,
not good enough. Not enough
didn't
points.
Persuade me, that was dumb. Okay.
Judges say no.
Okay.
Thumbs down and a...
and a fart noise, yeah.
Oh, no.
And a raspberry.
Oh, man, I did a bad job here. Okay.
It wasn't... Nope.
Hey, I have an idea. We need to figure what the kin are going to do from now on. How about be my own personal gatewayers, I guess?
Yes!
Yeah.
Great idea.
Let's
They're going to
have
love
that
it.
conversation.
They're going to love that so much.
Let's talk about the future of the kin.
Yeah, we need reliable traveling because I'm a stupid pregnant person and I can't always
Can't
channel.
travel, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we lost our Avienda.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we got?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Kinswomen. That's it.
She needs a real Aes Sedai advisor who she can trust.
Well, she doesn't want an advisor. She wants a gateway maker.
No, I know, but she actually needs that, though. Who's not Dylan.
A gateway maker?
Yeah, I don't like...
Or an advisor?
I still don't like that Brigida doesn't like Dylan. That still bugs me.
Okay.
That happened. That they said that again.
Yeah.
And it made me go, ooh.
Who don't you trust? I trust
Dylan.
Dylan more than Brigida.
Nah, I trust Brigida. Brigida's my favorite.
Dylan threw chairs at assassins. Brigida never done that.
I know, but it was assassins sent by somebody who...
Where was Brigida?
Maybe Dylan was in cahoots with Chris Hanlon.
Oh, man.
Was that his name?
Chris Hansen.
Wasn't it Hanlon?
Yeah, David Hanlon.
David Hanlon? What?
Yeah.
Was that his name in the thing?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Chris Hanlon.
I don't
You're
know.
thinking
What's
Chris
the
Hansen. Isn't that the Catch a Predator guy?
Oh, no, I don't think I was thinking that.
He wasn't in this episode.
I was just thinking generic name,
Yeah, David Hanlon. Doylan Mellar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What if Dylan was, like, in cahoots with that whole thing?
I don't think so, man.
To gain trust.
I really don't know why you don't like Dylan.
Because Brigida doesn't. I've already explained why.
Oh, man. Weak argument. I win. Okay.
Gosh.
That's
Okay.
the end of this episode.
All right,
we're
we
done
need to
now.
discuss the future of the kid.
Yeah.
Set up the meeting.
No, we're gonna pull a Galad here. Nope, that's it. No negotiation. That's your future. Make me gateways.
We'll see. I don't know. It's with Elise and Sumeko, and Elise isn't gonna get pushed around by nobody.
No.
She's 1,000 years old. It's fine. She's not gonna let Elayne just tell her what to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably.
Who knows? All right. That's it. That's
not
all.
me.
Okay.
2 chapters.
2 chapters.
Yahoo!
Yahoo!
And now I can go to bed. Okay, but before you go ahead and be reunited, hopefully with your drinking buddy, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Thanks so much for listening, everyone. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, edited and produced by Dani and Brett with Passion Socks, Cody Fouts, Benjamin, Jamie Young, Megan, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Lance Barden, Adam, Mozyme, Michelle Forbes, MKM, Antoine Benoit, Lawrence Bradley, Colby T, Gabby Young, Rycat, Zane Sayaka, Matrix, The Albatross, and Matt Truss, with music by Audionautic. Be sure to check out our Patreon page if you are interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon exclusive merchandise as a thank you. Plus, you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else. And at the time of recording, we have over 40 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. Find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show and information like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, please be sure to give us that 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference in helping people find us. And tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.